Yo, what's good? It's been Fire here back from the video, and today we're going to be hopping into my top 3 playbooks in Madden 24 for offense and defense. This is a video that you guys always love, so I'm going to bring you guys my opinion on what these best playbooks in the game are. If you guys want another one with like 5, let me know down below. I can bring that eventually. It wouldn't be soon, but maybe a month, couple months. Things always change, so that would be that. But starting out, we are going to be in our number 1 offensive playbook. We're going to start out with offense, starting at the top, go down the list, and then we'll go with defense. Before we get into the video, though, make sure you guys drop a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel down below. I'm planning on dropping a full ebook of the team that is number 2 on this list. We'll talk about it again once we get there tomorrow, so make sure if you guys are ready for that, subscribe to the channel to never miss an upload. But starting out with number 1, pretty obvious, we got the New York Jets offense. Everybody is using it. It is very versatile. There's a lot of offenses that you can be running within this playbook. I have already dropped a full ebook on this video. It is doing pretty well, so make sure you guys go and check that out. It's free, completely free to watch, and then there's a written version that you can buy for like $6. Definitely a steal compared to what other people would charge. But yeah, let's talk about bunch now. Or not bunch, but let's talk about this playbook as a whole. A lot of diversity in this playbook. Starting out, you have trips, head, and offset, which is a very solid formation within its own. You will likely see me make a video on this separately at some point, but it is a stacked formation. Now, there's only 12 plays in this one. Some of the other ones can be better, but you really have everything you need. X under there, RPO alert bubble. You have PA crossers, another inside zone, tight end in, level sail, flood, verticals. I would like a read option, but it's not necessary, especially a lot of the better QBs are not super fast in this game, so it's not necessary. But overall, just a very solid, balanced formation. You love to see it. Next formation is going to be bunch. Having the bunch is going to be the backbone of this formation. Now, it's not going to be the best bunch in the game. That will be number 3 at the list, but it is going to have a lot of the unique plays. So some of the things I like in here is dig return on the right there. Corner out dig, smash return, they're cool. I don't really use them because I like bench pivot a little bit more on that right side. Z spot, definitely a play I'm a fan of. We got deep corner, which is going to be our cover 3 beater. Very good play there. And then I like verts, I like inside cross. So there's a lot that I like about this. You have a couple unique plays as well, like 5-1-8 hook, speed dig. So there's a lot to like out of this formation. Again, it's not the best bunch in the game, but it's very nice to have a solid bunch because if you're running something like tight, you can audible the bunch and still have a lot of the best plays in the game. But next play or formation is going to be this bunch strong offset. Wide trail is one of the best plays in the game. You have other really good plays like corner strike and flood in here. This is something, if you're running bunch, you audible to that strong offset. You can get some different looks, confuse the opponent. We got bunch tight end. We have triple out, X spot, PA boot over, inside zone, mesh, and curl flat corner. So tons of plays that I like in this offense. You have the alert bubble as well. So bunch tight end, something that I'm probably going to start trying to run a little bit more of. It seems to be a very solid offense this year. And then we got tight offset. Now tight's probably a little bit worse than last year just because these guys get pressed more. But it is still very solid. It's very difficult to defend against. You have inside zone, PA seam, spot, bench. There's tons of setups on this in my ebook. I will probably also drop a separate video on this formation as well as bunch tight end just to focus on them. And that's kind of what I end up doing. Trey wide flex here, which is decent. And then you have like 5 wides. I don't run 5 wide, but there's some good stuff in here. I will talk about running formations a little. I didn't touch over those in the ebook, but there are some decent stuff here. This strong close is one of the better ones. I love having mesh post there, love having angle out, love having double, PA deep, double post. You guys should remember this formation from Madden 20 if you played, and it is a very solid formation. Now again, nobody's really running it. Passing out of under center is not great this year. Shotgun is definitely going to be better, but there's some good running formations in here nonetheless. Deuce close is a formation I will probably drop a video on. This one is not the best, but it's decent. You have some other formations I love. Wing flex close this year as well. This one, again, doesn't have all the firepower that you would like. Bunch tight end, and that is pretty much going to be it. So let's hop into number 2 now. Alrighty, if you had any predetermined guesses from the thumbnail, this one was pretty much given away. It's going to be Cincinnati Bengals offensive playbook, and with this playbook, this is going to be one I'm dropping an ebook on tomorrow. So if I stay true to my word, I'm dropping it tomorrow. If not, it'll be later in the week. Should definitely be tomorrow though, and I love this playbook a lot. I've been running it majority of the time, and it's very, very good if you know how to use it. So again, it's probably not as much firepower as the Jets, which is why it will fly into the number 2 spots, but you'll see the high-end bunch players really use this formation a lot. Guys like Henry, some of those 8-1-8 guys will be in bunch offset, and it is very solid. Now, you're a little bit limited, but you still have some other formations like bunch halfback strong. You have tight slots halfback weak, which is very, very good. Some other stuff is decent, but again, you don't have like 5 good formations, you have 3 instead, so that's why the ranking comes. We're going to start out in the bunch offset. It's going to be the backbone of the offense, and it has a lot to like out of here. Starting out, you like flood, I like smash return, but there is a bench pivot as well. Some of the other things that I like, the inside zone is going to be really good, so I do prefer running the ball out of this formation instead of the other formation, which was regular bunch. Then you have something like PA dig fork, which can actually be a decent cover 3 beater this year. Bench pivot on the left. Z spot and go is what I will run on the right, which is a very, very good play this year. I love that play against man coverage, and it kills zone as well. It's a very good play. Bench pivot, very solid as well. And then you have dig return, verticals. So there's a lot to like here. Just some easy, quick setups, and the bunch, it's different. Because preparing for a bunch offset can be a lot different than preparing for a traditional bunch. So it can be very good. You guys will see that in tomorrow's video. Make sure you definitely subscribe, turn on those noties, and make sure you're ready to check that one out. Here we got tight slots halfback weak, which is equally almost as good as the bunch. The fact of combining these 2 formations is very good. It's a very quick audibling process, and it is just a handful to deal with. So the plays I like here: bench, post wheel drag, you have inside zone, flood on the left there, mesh spot, and you have verticals, which not used as much, but still something nice to have. And then you can also audible from halfback strong. So typically you'll see people come out and bunch on every play, then audible to tight slots or to this halfback strong, or you can just snap the ball to bunch. It's a lot to worry about. Now again, you're passing mainly. I don't have too many run playbooks out of this, so if you like to run the ball, I will be probably eventually dropping some run videos, but passing is really the meta now because it's a high offense game, so a lot of people want to throw the ball. Now again, out of this formation, you got wide trail, PA bunch shot, not too bad as well, and some other decent plays, bench pivot. Out of the rest, you have something like a tray wide flex, which I actually don't hate at all. Solid formation. And then some other decent stuff out of the single back. I like deuce close. Once again, this one is decent. You have stretch, you have dive, you have tight end angle, PA boot slide. Couple of decent plays there. Again, it's not the best deuce close in the game. You also have wing flex close, which I do like this formation as well. Once again, this one is pretty close to being as good as it can be, so that is nice because I am a fan of that formation. It's just they make single back not as good, which is unfortunate because I would love that. You also have the Bunch X Nasty, which is one of the best formations in the game. I will definitely be talking about this in the ebook because you can run the ball, you can pass the ball. So if you want to learn how to run the ball a little bit better, you can go this formation. And again, I will be talking about that tomorrow, but very good stuff out of here. I love that they added it to a lot more playbooks. You have some other weird tight formations that you can go to, and all of these you can audible to from the Bunch X Nasty. So create a little mini under center scheme, put in work that way. But let's hop into our number 3 and last playbook here. Alrighty, so the last playbook that we have here is going to be not the Miami Dolphins, going to be West Coast. I just chose a team, but it is the West Coast. This is going to be probably your best overall bunch in the game. If you're running straight bunch offset could be a little bit different, but traditional bunch, there's not much better than this. You have a lot of unique plays that you won't see in the Jets, starting out with wide receiver post, which is probably one of my favorite plays in the game this year. It is solid. You can do a lot of things with it, and it's just a lot different than a traditional bunch. A lot of people running Jets, they won't see these plays, they won't know how to defend these. Now, if you're running this playbook, you're really committing to running gun bunch, so keep that in mind. You're running almost exclusively bunch because there's not a whole lot else to it, which is why it doesn't go at number 1. It does come at number 3, but Wide receiver post, deep attack, two really good plays to have, and they are in my audibles. Mesh post, that is not in Jets. Stick, that is not in Jets. Then you have a couple corner strike, that is not in Jets, I don't think. Deep corner, verticals, and then you have inside cross. So you have a ton of different plays. Now, do I wish there was a bench pivot? I do. It's unfortunate that there isn't, but it's not a killer because you get 3 or 4 different plays that the Jets one doesn't. So you're picking your poison. I would choose West Coast every time if I'm running exclusively bunch. Now, again, you're giving yourself no option to really audible. None of these formations do a whole lot for you. This one can be decent, but you're never going to come out in tight slots for more than a play at a time. You have a decent spread. Again, none of these formations are good at all, really. I will never run these. Doubles, again, you have a couple of solid plays in each, but none of them are really moving the needle for me. You have your pistol stuff here. Not very good. You have these weird far tight slots, which can be actually decent to run the ball in. Near close flex, if you guys remember from Madden 20, pretty good formation if used correctly. Then you have a lot of these strong closes, which can be solid. We already talked about that. Good running stuff, I form. And then the single back, it's okay. It's not great, but again, you're really running it for the gun bunch, and that's what I got for you guys. All right, so starting out with defense, we got the 4-6 playbook, which is going to fall into the #1 spot for our defensive playbooks. I probably will try to bring an ebook on this formation for you guys because it is so highly used, and defense is a lot more tough to make this list for because unlike offense, you will really only see one main defensive playbook meta. Everybody's running the same couple of formations on defense, and they all happen to fall in the same playbook, so it's difficult to pick a couple of other ones. We do have some other stuff if you want to mix it up a bit, but nothing too huge or great. But here we got the 4-6 playbook. What I like here is going to be a couple of formations. You have some weird stuff like 4-6 normal. You can go to the speed package, and this is going to put a cornerback at linebacker, so that formation actually can be solid for coverage, but nobody's really going to run it realistically. The main big boys are going to fall over here with dollar, nickel, and that's pretty much it. So you have nickel normal here, really good to run match coverage out of. Hopefully they end up fixing that because I am a big match coverage player. If you guys watched me last year. Nickel 3-3, we all know what this is about. You have really good blitzes, really good coverage options. I'll be dropping some more videos out of this formation throughout the year. Then you got nickel 3-3 cub, which is going to be really your main heavy hitter with plays like Mike Blitz 0. I like the cover 4 out of there. Some other things that you can do as well, cover 3 cloud type things, sending edge pressure out of this nickel blitz 3. I like that play. So definitely a solid formation there. You'll see people audible from 3-3 to 3-3 cub. I've already dropped a video out of here. I've already dropped 2 videos out of here. And then it brings us to things like dime. That can be decent. You have big nickel over G. Doesn't move the needle too much for me. But dollar here is going to be where you will see a lot of success and a lot of players. Now, it's not going to be the greatest against the run. It can be if you have really good gap shoots. You know how to play the angles correctly, but it's not typically great against the run. It can be good against the pass with things like DB Fire 2. You have Spinner. Those are the 2 main plays. Some other good stuff in here. You have a cover 4 drop, I believe, somewhere. Some other match coverage stuff. Cover 4 on the left right there. You can definitely create some other cool concepts with it, but it is tough to play defense this year, really, especially without sending pressure. So coverage is something that I typically have been staying away from earlier in the year, but that could obviously change. You see one person put together some good coverage, the whole meta of the Madden world changes. But let's hop into our next on the list. All right, again, so after #1, the rails kind of fall off on defense because there's no real clear-cut #2 or #3. I went Tampa Bay here. I think it has a lot of the meta formations from 4-6. It has a couple of different ones as well. It's not going to be as good as 4-6, obviously, but there's some different things in here that you guys can try out. Unlike 4-6, you have some 3-4 things here, 3-4 bears. You have a 4-4 split. So you have some decent stuff here. And the nickel, you are going to have the 3-3-5 wide or 3-3 cub. You still have this formation, which is important. You don't have the nickel 3-3 normal, which is a little bit unfortunate, but I like this 2-4-5 odd this year. You can really create some cool blitzes out of here. I'll probably drop some videos out of this formation, and I definitely want to start using it because I think it can be very, very solid. Just run defense wise, having those guys there, being able to send a man blitz, it can be very valuable, very good for bluff blitzing. So I will be probably using this formation. I think you should see some people using it as well. But again, other than that, you have normal stuff. You have regular, like a nickel normal here. You have your double A gap, which you actually could run some solid blitz stuff out of. Not really good this year though. And then you have your dime. Now you have dime 1-4 and dime 2-3 will. 2-3 will is going to be kind of your dollar. So you will have your things like DB fire. Now you don't really have a play like spinner. It's going to be kind of this zero blitz, and you'll have to manually blitz a couple of people to really get that same look, but pretty much the same. And then you have 1-4 here, which is where you will have, again, some similar stuff. But out of this formation, you'll see people kind of automatically line up on the line. DB Sting 2 Buzz was a popular blitz at a time. So I think if you come out on that, you see how the linebackers are automatically on the line. It's just a different look of a dollar. So that can be solid. You'll see probably me drop some videos out of there as well. But other than that, let's move into number 3. All right, so hopping into our last playbook, I decided to go with the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, you could have went a couple of different directions here. I just decided to go with Chiefs. There's a couple of unique formations out of here that I like. You could have went Chiefs, you could have went Miami, you could have went Baltimore. So the 3 hole is really up for grabs. I like this 4-3 even 6-1 as a solid just blitzing formation. You can just send people. If you want to run that, screw it, send 7. You know I'm sending 8. Let's see if you can block it, and let's see if and I'm just going to really be a menace to society and ruin your gaming experience. So if you want to run this formation, you can. Really, Samuel Blitz will be your friend. I probably will drop a video out of this. You have a cover 4, which I like, but cover 4 they screwed up this year, so hopefully they fix that. They definitely should. But if that gets fixed, this formation could have potential. You can run some zone blitz out of that cover 3 as well. Other than that, you have nickel normal, you have regular nickel 3-3. You don't have 3-3-5 wide, which really sucks, but it is what it is. So make do. Again, if you run this formation, you would really only be running it for 4-3 even 6-1, or maybe you didn't have enough coins to buy the 4-6 playbook on the auction house because it is 20K. But you got dollar here, so you love that. Other than that, nothing much doing. But that's pretty much going to wrap up the video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel down below for more videos. Turn on that notification bell. Follow me on Twitter. Updates and videos will also be posted there. That's the best way to reach me as well. And peace. I'm out of here.